Okay, so these are the release notes for Stammer version 1.11, and we have a lot that we have released in this version, so let's jump right into it. One of the largest changes you're going to notice now is how you access all the settings for your chatbot. So the main page for every chatbot is what we're calling the chatbot dashboard now. This is the page where you can kind of interact with your chatbot, get the embed code, share it, clone it, delete it, all from this interface here. And now we have these tabs up here, which will allow you to easily toggle between the other areas of the chatbot, just like before. Now, these are the same basic pages, but getting to them is much easier now. So update is the basic and advanced settings for your chatbot, where you edit the base system prompt. Knowledge base is where you set up your knowledge base, put in your text data, files, handle the website scraping, as well as adding question and answer pairs. Leads is a new page that we're actually going to get to very soon in this call. And then conversations is the conversations page that we've always had, but we're going to be adding a lot more improvements to it as well. And then finally, we have the appearance page where you customize the appearance of your chatbot. So that is the new interface. And let us know any feedback you have on it. But so far, early feedback has been very, very good. And we're hoping it's going to be a much smoother experience to toggle between all the pages you need to toggle between in order to set up and use your chatbot. Okay, and now the next big feature we have released in version 1.11 is actually our form builder. So you access the new form builder by going to the Leads tab. And from here, prior, as you all know, you could only set up an email, right? So the chatbot could only collect the email in a form, and that was all we had. Now we have a form builder now where you can collect really whatever you want to put in here. So you can, add custom fields. You can use our default fields that we have set up, which is simply full name and email. We're going to be adding more default fields very soon. Be sure to reach out to us if you have a default field that you think we need to add. And whenever that form pops up, those items will be collected. And then as we released last week, once those items are collected, for instance, name and email, then if you enable the lead webhook URL, that information will be immediately exported once it's collected from our system into whatever system you want it to end up in. For instance, if you have a CRM that allows you to specify an endpoint where when that endpoint is hit up, that lead data goes into that, you can certainly do that now. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that this is just the beginning of our lead collection features. So what we're working on this week actually is getting out the lead collection within the actual chat conversation itself. And you're going to be able to combine these all by using this simple form builder. We're going to add a field here that says, collect it in the chat context itself or collect it in the form. And you'll even be able to mix and match and perhaps collect email in the form and later on collect, maybe, who knows, eye color or something else within the chat itself. So that's coming soon. Stay tuned for that. And we're also going to build onto that right after that by working on the appointment scheduling. So the chat bot will actually be able to schedule appointments within the conversation. Not only will it be able to schedule the appointments, it'll be able to work back and forth with the user and decide on a time based on it looking at your calendar and checking your availability. Once it's done that, once the user said, yes, I want to meet Wednesday at 10 a.m., it will actually schedule that meeting on your calendar, including setting up the Zoom for that. So that's coming soon. Both those items are coming soon. Right now, this lead collection in the form and the ability to add any fields you want to add, that's live right now. Okay, and let's go over some other minor updates and features and bug fixes we got out. One small one, but one thing I do want to mention, we've now defaulted when creating a chatbot to the GPT-4 model. And so you may wonder, why is that? Well, really, it's because the GPT-4 model is so much more competent in our experience than the 3.5 model. And I've been doing a lot of interviews with many of you to help you troubleshoot, getting your chatbot set up. And a lot of the solutions has been to use GPT-4, to be honest. And now, why is that? Well, the reason for that is because there's a lot of you are putting some complex logic into this base system prompt, and that's perfectly fine. But in our experience, GPT 3.5 Turbo, it can go a little off track at times. And if you put a lot of complex logic in there, it will not understand it. Sometimes it even goes off of track. You'll see it sometimes some people ask it questions, and sometimes you'll see it asking multiple questions at once. Moving to GPT-4 solves a lot of those problems. Another thing I would suggest, if you're in here making your base system prompt, try to make it as clear as possible. Separate, different conditionals. And by conditionals, I mean if statements, like if this, do this. Separate them out kind of. And we'll have more videos about this as we go along. And as always, if you have any questions at all, you can schedule a meeting with me, open up a ticket. We will get on there and figure out how we can, make your chatbot perform for the use case that you're trying to use it for. Okay, and another change we got out is we actually switched our DNS over to Cloudflare. And we will soon also be taking advantage of some of their technologies that increase the speed of the delivery of your website. So for instance, static file caching, stuff like that. So expect to see the speed of the platform improve over time as we continue to make improvements like that. We also corrected an issue that was where there was a conflict between our code in the edit chatbot section and some Chrome extensions. We were seeing that Chrome extensions, a few of them, were causing some issues that was causing it to hang. That should be corrected now. But as always, if you see any issues with anything hanging or not responding, let us know. Many times it seems to be a problem with Chrome extensions that are conflicting. So let us know. Now, one other thing I do want to mention, we made improvements to the stability. Let me go to the knowledge base of the website scraper. So this should be much, much more robust now. And as always, if you see any edge case websites where it's hanging or not responding, let us know. We will get that fixed. We added a number of URLs to scrape input box here. So if you want to scrape 1,000 URLs, you can input 1,000 and it will scrape up to 1,000 URLs. Due to the nature of the web scraping, it may go a little bit over. It's hard to stop it because it is recursive, but just keep that in mind. We also added some other minor improvements to this page with some of the display of this information here, as well as if you mouse over, if this is too long and you mouse over it, it will display the entire URL. Also, the select all button is back now. It was disappearing at some point, so that is back. Now, okay, and so that is it. That's the major updates for this release of version 1.11. As always, let us know any issues you encounter, any feedback you have. We would love for you all to join the office hours. We actually have one on Tuesday of this week. But yeah, send us any information, any ideas you have, or any approaches you want us to take. Shoot us an email. Let us know. Join the office hours. We would love to hear from you all.